Have you ever felt like life was just too crowded? Like everyone wants a piece of you, but you're left with nothing for yourself? Today, I'm talking about why it's a good idea to slim down your friends. Yeah, this isn't about cutting everyone off and becoming a hermit. It's about recognizing that not everyone in your life deserves a front row seat. And when you learn to slim down your friend circle, what you're going to find is for yourself, you're going to have more time, you're going to have more peace, and you're going to have a clearer mind to pursue, what really matters to you. So let's start with the story. Years ago, I knew a woman who was a definition of a social butterfly. Have you ever met one of those? They're just always out and about with their friends. She had a friend almost for every day of the week. But here's the thing. She was always frustrated, it seemed. She complained constantly about she couldn't get this done or couldn't get that done. She wanted to start a really good project. She had a notebook full of steps in order to take, and I was really trying to root her on. But she was always exhausted. She was giving away all of her time to people who really didn't feed her spirit at all. And in the end, she was too drained to even do the things that she wanted to do and things that she loved. I've seen this with people, and I've seen it happen time and time again. We think more friends means a bigger life. But the truth is, it often means more noise and less progress. I found that out in my life, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring this to you. Your energy is like a battery. If you're constantly giving it to other people who don't reciprocate it, you'll never have enough love for yourself. Some friends are just not worth the battery power. Research backs this up. A British anthropologist named Robin Derber, he found that we can only handle about 150 meaningful social connections. And that's even a lot from what I've heard. But within that number, there are smaller, more intimate circles. So think of it as like a target. At the center, you have your core 5. The people you trust with your heart. These are the friends who are going to lift you up when you're down, who tell you the truth even when it's hard, and who want to see you win. That's the biggest one. Then you have your middle circle. And in there's about 15 people. You're going to see them regularly, share laughs with them, but maybe don't go in that deep with those people. Beyond that, you have about 50 casual friends, people you see at events, chat with at the coffee shop, wherever, or if you're a nomad, you see them out, on BLM land. And then finally, you have your 150, your wider network. These are people you know by name. They're not in your day-to-day life. So here's the key, everybody. Not everyone you know should be in your inner circle. If you're putting people in the center who don't deserve to be there, you're crowding out the ones who really matter, because we can only handle 5 in that inner circle. So let's break this down further, okay? So who belongs in that inner circle? Well, I'm going to tell you, people who make you feel alive, people who are rooting for your growth. They don't just tolerate your quirks, they love them. They're not threatened by your dreams. They cheer you on. In my own life, if they don't want the best for me, they're out. And I can find you, and you'll get that eventually to find out if they really they want the best for you. No questions asked. Your middle circle is a little different. These are the people you enjoy being around. Maybe you share hobbies, go to the same events. You have a good time together, and you want them in your life, but they're not the ones you call when the world falls apart. And that's okay. Not everyone has to be everything to you. Your outer circle, that's your broader community. Maybe it's a neighbor you chat with, at the mailbox, or someone you met at a workshop. These people can still, they'll add things into your life in small ways, but they're not who they're not who you lean on, in your hardest moments. Okay, let's talk about family now. Where do they fit in your family? This is where things get a little tricky. Just because someone shares your blood doesn't mean they deserve to be in your inner circle. I know that might sound harsh, but think about it. Family can be just as draining as friends, sometimes even more so. So how do you decide? You look at their character. If you have a sibling who's always been there for you, who respects your journey and your choices, that's your inner circle, that family member. But if you have a relative who's constantly criticizing you or makes you feel small, it's okay to place them, in fact, do it. Place them on the outer circle, even if it's your mother, your cousin, or your uncle who never understood you at all. This doesn't mean you're cutting them out of your life. It means you're putting them where they belong, at the safe distance that protects your peace. Let's also talk about how too much socializing can actually be toxic. We live in a world that pushes us to always be on, always responding to text, always meeting up for coffee, always planning the next dinner party. But here's the truth. Constant socializing can smother your spirit. When you're always around people, you stop hearing your own voice. You're too busy. You're picking up everyone else's energy and everyone else's opinions. Oh my gosh, yeah, I hate that. Before you know it, you've lost sight of your own path. That's why it's so important to create space, quiet time, where you can just be you. This idea of social overload is especially true as we get older. When you're young, it's natural to want to have a big group of friends. In your 20s, everyone's meeting everyone in college and first jobs. And I remember we all do endless social events. Yeah, what are you doing tonight? Oh, let's meet up. But as you move into your 30s and your 40s, you start to see what really matters. You want friends who are aligned with your mission, whether it's raising a family, growing a business, or traveling the country in a minivan, right? In your 50s and beyond, that circle usually gets even smaller. And that's a good thing because at this stage, you know who you are. You know what you're about, and you're not afraid to let go of people who just don't respect that. I've seen this shift in myself. Oh my gosh, my circle has gotten smaller and smaller, but it's become more powerful. The people I keep close now are the ones who feed my soul, not drain it. I want to challenge you to take a hard look at your circles. Who's really there for you? Who do you feel energized by? And who leaves you feeling empty? Don't be afraid to move around. Maybe someone who was once in your inner circle now belongs in the middle. Maybe someone who was just an acquaintance has proven themselves worthy of a closer bond. Yeah, that's a big possibility. It doesn't always mean that you got to move them out. Sometimes you want to move them in. Life changes and so does your circles. This isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. It's about protecting your time, your energy, so that you can live a life that's aligned with who you really are. Let me tell you how this has worked in my own life. Over the years, I've slimmed down my social circle dramatically. I'm not out there every day meeting up with people. No. I couldn't handle that. I don't do endless small talk or stay connected to people who drain me. I've learned to be very selective, about who I give my time and energy to. So these days, I'm laser focused. I've been creating books and videos, and I just finished a script. And some days it feels like I'm unstoppable. And I know exactly why, because I'm no longer carrying other people's weights or opinions. I've created boundaries so that my energy stays right here with me and it goes into the work that matters most to me. I'm working on audiobooks and video scripts, and shorts. And that does take time. If you can laser focus, it can happen. I've got my BlackOutNomads series, a new video shorts, and for each of my books, a whole community of people who actually care about what I have to say, my inner circle. I have 5 of them. And that's the power of slimming down your circle. Suddenly, you're free to build. And I'm not spending my days gossiping, complaining, well, every once in a while, yeah, with my inner circle, or giving endless pep talks to people who really don't want to change. Yeah. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're not making progress, let me tell you, it might be time to take a hard look at who's in your life. Because when you slim down your circle, you open up your world. So if you've been feeling frustrated, if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like you're carrying everyone else's baggage, it's time to slim down your circle. Let go of the people who don't deserve a seat at your table. And I know there's some of you that have them there. Focus on those who bring out your best and watch how your life opens up. And so I'll leave you with this, okay? You're not too old, too broke, or too late to start again. But you'll need the right people around you, the ones who see your strength and remind you of it every day. Let me know in comments, are you ready to slim down your circle? Share this video and hit like and hit the subscribe button. Let's build a community of real talk and real support, because at the end of the day, smaller circles make for stronger hearts, and stronger hearts change everything. I love you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for spending just that little bit of time with me today, taking a little bit out of your day for me. Yeah, I enjoy it. I really do. And I love you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay? I love you. Tomorrow, something new. And tomorrow, things change. Oh my gosh. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Okay? So, till tomorrow, to change, to slimming down your friends. Quit frustrating yourself, okay? Okay, bye.